From Harlan, Kentucky died when a Missouri duck boat capsized. Ray and Butch Coleman were part of a family who lost 9 relatives on that boat last week in southern Missouri near Branson.
The Coleman brothers grew up going to Clover Street Church of Christ in Harlan. WBIR 10 News reporter Sean Franklin shows us how that community is supporting the family through this tragedy.
Even though it's been decades since the Coleman family was here in Harlan, the memories two brothers left behind will never be forgotten.
I don't know, I just started shaking when he first said it.
Pastor Terry Turner says the Clover Street Church of Christ community was rocked by the news.
It was Butch, said him and his family, he said they drowned in a boat tragedy. It just hit me, I just couldn't believe it.
Butch and Ray Coleman were 2 of 9 members of the Coleman family who died in a boating accident in southern Missouri last Thursday. In all, 17 people perished in the violent storm.
You never think about something like it's hitting home or close to home, and it's just a tragedy.
Though many years and many miles separate the Harlan community from the Coleman family, church member Teresa Henry says the memories still connect them.
I remember Ray would be the first one here just about every Sunday.
Turner says that foundation in faith and church will help during this terrible time.
Foundation means a lot. It gives you, well, not only, well, here it is, Butch and Ray, they passed, but the family members, that gives them something to fall back on, his brothers, the rest of his family that was left.
The church wants to support them financially as well. Their regular fundraiser is one way they can help.
Well, usually when we barbecue, we'll usually make about $4,000. So what I'm going to ask the church to do, if they will pitch in and help, we're going to have a barbecue just as soon as we get back from vacation, which is about 2 weeks.
Turner says he plans to go to the funerals for the Coleman family on Friday and Saturday. He says it's just one more way that he can show support. Back to you.